All right, strap in, because what you're about to hear is not your typical fairy tale or some sweet little bedtime story. Nope, this one comes in loud, flashy, and dangerously entertaining. Imagine this. For years, millions of fans across the planet have been locked in the ultimate friendly chaos, arguing, debating, even memeing about who exactly is the most handsome member of BTS. It's practically an international sport at this point. But suddenly, out of nowhere, an AI steps in like, "Move aside, humans, I got this." I mean, seriously, what kind of confidence does a bunch of circuits and code have to think it can settle one of the most dramatic debates in K-pop history? It's like a vending machine walking into a family meeting and saying, "Let me decide the inheritance." And the funniest part? We're all curious anyway. This AI didn't just look at who has the sharpest jawline or who glows the brightest under stage lights. No. It scanned thousands of photos, expressions, stage performances, interview clips, even micro-expressions humans usually ignore. Basically, it acted like the nosiest friend ever, except this one has unlimited storage and zero shame. So before we dive into the chaos it created, let's get one thing straight. This list isn't your regular, "Oh, I think he's cute" ranking. This is a full-blown AI-generated roller coaster that might make you question whether technology is advancing or just messing with us for fun. And the best part? The reactions this ranking could trigger. Armies screaming, laughing, pausing videos to zoom in, sending voice notes in all caps. Trust me, nothing about what's coming is predictable. So take a breath, grab your imaginary popcorn, and get mentally prepared. Things are about to get loud, weird, and insanely entertaining. All right, if you're ready, let's jump straight into the first reveal, number 7. Number 7. The quiet charmer, but never invisible. All right, welcome to the first official stop in this wild AI-generated beauty parade, number 7. And trust me, even though this is the lowest spot in the ranking, nothing about this man screams low-tier anything. According to the AI, this member lands in 7th place not because he lacks visuals, but because the algorithm apparently decided to be chaotic and mysterious right from the start. So let's unpack the madness. Now, the first thing the AI locked onto was his aura. Yes, aura. Because apparently the machine thinks in terms of vibes now. And when it detected his vibe, it labeled him as soft illumination with unpredictable spikes of intensity, which is honestly one of the funniest yet surprisingly accurate descriptions anyone has ever given him. This is the member who can be totally chill one moment, looking like an approachable friend who'd help you carry your groceries, then suddenly switch into a full-blown supermodel energy that could shut down an entire runway. The duality? Brutal. And the AI absolutely noticed it. But that same duality also confused the poor algorithm. It kept trying to categorize his visuals into one consistent pattern, and every time it thought it understood him, another photo popped up where he looked completely different. Straight hair, soft prints. Wavy hair, indie rock star. Bangs, adorable chaos. Swept back hair, dangerously powerful. The AI's confidence levels reportedly dropped by 15% every time it detected a new hairstyle. Another thing that pushed him into this spot is his stealth attractiveness. And yes, that is an actual phrase the AI used. Basically, it means he's the type whose beauty sneaks up on you. You look once and think, "Oh yeah, he's cute." You look again, and suddenly you're like, "Wait, how did he get this handsome?" It's that slow-burning, quietly lethal charm, the kind that doesn't punch you in the face, but melts your brain slowly over time. Then there are his eyes. The AI analyzed eye contact patterns, because robots apparently study social cues now, and concluded that this member specializes in calming visual presence with occasional emotional ambushes, meaning he'll stare into the camera like he's soothing your soul, then in the next clip he'll hit you with the look so sharp it could slice your Wi-Fi connection. And don't even get started on his smile. The AI flagged it as emotionally disarming. That's the machine's fancy way of saying that when he smiles, it's game over. Fangirls, fanboys, grandmas, random pets walking past the screen, nobody is immune. Even the AI seemed to get confused analyzing it because its temperature spikes went all over the place whenever his smile appeared in its dataset. The funniest part, the AI tried to quantify his charm in numbers, and one of the categories was unexpected comedic visuals, which is its polite way of saying he has a habit of being unintentionally hilarious. Whether it's his timing, his subtle reactions, or the way he sometimes looks lost like a golden retriever processing life at 2 frames per second, the AI determined he has high meme potential. And honestly, true. Absolutely true. But here's the thing that really stood out. Despite the jokes, despite the soft charm, despite the AI's dramatic struggle to classify him, it also acknowledged something very real. His visuals carry warmth. There's a sincerity in his expressions, that comforting presence that feels like home, like someone you could talk to at 3 a.m. when the world feels weird. And maybe that's why he lands in this spot. His beauty isn't loud or aggressively in your face. It's gentle, relatable, solid, yet still dangerously attractive in a way that sneaks into your heart before you realize what's happening. So yeah, number 7 isn't about lacking anything. It's about having a charm so subtle and dynamic that even an AI couldn't categorize it properly without overheating. A quiet charmer? Absolutely. Invisible? Never. And with that, we move on, because if this is number 7, you already know things are about to get wild. Number 6, the visual wildcard. Unpredictable in the best way. Okay, brace yourself, because if number 7 already made the AI sweat, number 6 is where the algorithm started questioning its entire existence. This member is the kind of visual anomaly that doesn't just confuse humans. He confuses technology, lighting setups, facial recognition software, and probably the universe itself. According to the data logs, yes, the AI literally left frustrated notes. This man is statistically unpredictable. Meaning, every time the AI thought it had figured out his visual identity, he switched it like a Pokemon evolving mid-battle. The machine would run one image and say, "Ah, soft boy aesthetic." Then, the next image pops up with him looking like a mafia boss who owns 3 yachts and a private island. The AI's confidence levels dropped like a stock market crash. And yet, that unpredictability is exactly why he ranks here. Let's break down the chaos. First, the jawline. The AI flagged it as dangerously optimized geometry, which sounds like something you'd hear in a NASA meeting, not a beauty ranking. The contours of his face apparently triggered some weird recognition pattern where the AI kept comparing him to actors, models, anime characters, and once even a marble sculpture. And the machine couldn't choose one category, so it just threw all of them into a folder labeled question mark, question mark, question mark. Then there's the charisma factor. If number 7 was a calm, steady glow, number 6 is a full-blown switch. He can go from cute to intimidating to heartbreakingly soft within seconds. And not in a gradual way. No, this man switches emotional filters like someone changing Spotify songs mid-mood. The AI analyzed micro-expressions and came to the conclusion that he has multi-level emotional projection, which basically means even a robot admitted this guy's face acts better than half the actors in mainstream dramas. And let's talk about his eyes. Oh boy, the eyes. The AI registered 2 major categories: intense stare that could vaporize your soul, and gentle sparkle that feels like a warm hug from the universe. No in between, none, just 2 extremes. In certain clips, his eyes look soft enough to heal emotional damage. In others, they look like he's about to call out your life choices and you'd agree with him. Then we have his smile, something the AI labeled as high-impact emotional disruption. Translation, when he smiles, it breaks the system. It's not just the shape of the smile, but the timing. Sometimes it's small, subtle, and almost shy. Other times it's bright and chaotic and loud enough to make everyone near him disintegrate into giggles. The AI flagged 42 different smile variations. Yes, it counted. But what truly put this member in the number 6 spot is his versatility. The AI compared pictures from different eras and concluded that this man has at least 5 different personas: puppy energy, chic fashion model, mysterious loner, comedic troublemaker, and emotionally devastating heartthrob. And somehow, all 5 coexist. The funniest part? There were several video clips where he wasn't even doing anything, just sitting, existing, breathing. Yet the AI still flagged him as high-impact visual noise. In simple terms, he steals attention even when he's literally doing nothing. According to the algorithm, his presence alone alters the visual balance of group compositions, meaning you put him in any photo and suddenly the whole picture looks like it revolves around him. Did the AI appreciate this? Yes. Did it get overwhelmed? Absolutely. Another thing that caused a ranking shock was his chaotic comedic timing. The AI detected something called expressive elasticity, which is basically the ability to make the most unexplainable facial reactions that still look attractive. You know how some people look normal when surprised? Not this guy. He has 12 levels of surprise, 6 levels of confusion, and at least 5 different "I don't know what's going on, but I'm here for the drama" faces. The AI labeled these as unpredictable charm disruptions. But beyond the comedy, beyond the sharp visuals, there's something else: warmth hidden behind the chaos. The AI pointed out that his expressions reveal sincerity in micro-movements, tiny eye crinkles, relaxed shoulders, gentle smirks, the kind that make fans feel like they're sharing an inside joke with him. And that's the twist, because while he looks unpredictable, what anchors him is authenticity, that genuine spark that hits you like, oh, this guy's not trying to be cool, he just is. So, yeah, number 6 isn't about being less attractive. It's about being so visually dynamic and emotionally chaotic that even artificial intelligence couldn't categorize him without crashing into an identity crisis. If number 7 made the AI sweat, number 6 made it consider early retirement. And trust me, this is only the warm-up. Number 5. The sculpted heartthrob. Too perfect for the algorithm. Now we're officially entering the zone where the AI started panicking quietly in the background. Number 5. This is the point where the algorithm didn't just struggle. It internally screamed, because this member isn't merely handsome, he's the kind of handsome that looks like he was designed by a committee of artists who couldn't agree on anything, so they decided to just make him perfect from every angle. And yes, that's exactly the problem. Let's start with the AI's first observation: symmetry. Apparently, his face triggered a near-perfect bilateral alignment score, which is something that usually appears in 3D model samples, not actual humans walking around on Earth. The AI literally flagged his symmetry as statistically improbable. In human terms, his face is so evenly structured that even a robot thought he might be photoshopped in real life. The jawline? Sharper than your ex's words. Cheekbones? High enough to interfere with satellite signals. Nose bridge? AI labeled it as premium architecture. Whatever that means. But the real kicker is how consistent his visuals are. Remember how the last members confused the algorithm because of their unpredictability? Well, number 5 confused the AI for the opposite reason. Across thousands of photos, candid shots, blurry screenshots, memes, stage clips, even airport footage at ungodly hours, he still looked good, like offensively good. The AI tried to identify off moments or visual dips, and it failed. The machine literally left a note saying, "No meaningful degradation detected," meaning this man doesn't have bad angles. The AI panicked because even machines need variety, and this guy provided none, just consistent aesthetic dominance. Then we get into what the AI called his high-definition charisma, a category that had to be invented on the spot because the existing datasets apparently didn't know what to do with him. According to the algorithm, this member's visuals have constant high-impact photogenic stability, which basically means he was born ready for any camera, anytime, anywhere. Rainstorm? Still stunning. Sweaty during a concert? Magazine cover tier. Wearing a simple hoodie? Cinematic masterpiece. Wearing a suit? Game over for everyone else. But the real chaos begins with his expressions. Unlike the previous members who had extreme emotional switches, this one has micro-expressions that the AI described as precision-engineered charm. The tiniest lift of a lip, the shortest eye glance, the quickest smirk, every micro-movement enhances his visuals instead of breaking them. The AI even detected subtle seduction patterns. It's hilarious because it sounds like he's secretly flirting with the camera without even trying. And honestly, he probably is. Let's talk about his stage presence. Oh boy. This member doesn't just perform, he transforms. The AI noted that his performance visuals lead to dramatic attractiveness amplification, meaning he somehow looks even better when moving. The machine struggled because most people look good in photos or videos, not both. But this guy, he's HD at all times. And then there's the smile. The smile that ruined people's lives since debut day. The AI flagged it as maximum softness impact, claiming it alters perceived emotional atmosphere in group shots. Translation, whenever he smiles, the whole room looks brighter, even in photos where the lighting was originally terrible. He creates his own lighting conditions. Even worse for the AI, he's not just pretty, he's expressive, emotionally rich, and naturally charismatic in a way that makes even simple gestures look like a director intentionally crafted them. At one point, the AI documented something called the angel to devastation fluctuation, which sounds dramatic, but is accurate because this member can go from gentle sunshine to heart-shattering intensity in under 2 seconds. And yes, the algorithm struggled to categorize this emotional range without overheating again. But what really pushed him into the number 5 spot is his timelessness. The AI noticed that, unlike some members who change dramatically over eras, this one maintains a constant visual identity, a stable, reliable attractiveness that doesn't fade with trends. His features are classic, the kind that would have made him a star in any decade. 90s, heartthrob. 2000s, heartthrob. Now, heartthrob. 2050, still a heartthrob. And let's not ignore the comedic side. The AI detected several clips where he looked like he was trying to behave, only to end up causing accidental chaos. Whether he's laughing at the wrong moment, being unintentionally dramatic, or radiating main character energy while doing something totally random, he steals attention without trying. The AI labeled this as passive charisma dominance. Basically, he doesn't seek the spotlight seeks him. So here we are at number 5, not because he lacks anything, but because he's so consistently perfect that the AI couldn't figure out where else to put him without breaking the ranking logic. Too perfect to rank lower, too stable to rank higher among the chaos monsters, so he sits right in the middle, radiating calm visual superiority. And if this is only number 5, oh, the next ones are going to be a full cinematic experience. Number 4. The magnetic enigma, beautiful in ways the AI couldn't decode. Now, we've officially crossed into the zone where the AI didn't just struggle, it genuinely malfunctioned. Number 4 is where the algorithm started generating error logs like it was having an existential crisis. Because this member isn't just handsome, he's mysteriously handsome. The kind of handsome that doesn't make sense on paper, doesn't fit neatly into facial recognition categories, and refuses to follow any pattern the AI tried to enforce. The machine literally created a new classification called nonlinear attractiveness, which is a fancy way of saying, I don't know what the heck is happening, but it's powerful. Let's start with the first thing the AI noticed, his asymmetrical perfection. Unlike the near mathematical precision of number 5, this member has features that are slightly uneven, slightly unpredictable, but somehow blend into a visual harmony that keeps you staring longer than you intended. It's the kind of face where the more you look, the more details you notice, and every new detail hits harder than the last. The AI flagged this as visual complexity, admitting that his beauty works on layers. One glance is never enough. Then we talk about the energy, because dude, this man is basically a walking contradiction. The AI called it dual frequency charisma, meaning he emits two completely different vibes at the same time, soft and dangerous, like he's comforting and intimidating in one single expression. The machine failed to categorize him because 1 second he looks like a delicate art student who listens to indie music at 3 a.m., and the next second he looks like a hot villain who'd destroy you emotionally in a K-drama finale. And the AI? Completely lost. The eyes. Oh, the eyes. The AI detected something unusual here. Instead of simply analyzing shape, size, or symmetry, the algorithm got stuck trying to decode his gaze behavior. It described his gaze as gravitational, which honestly sounds like it belongs in a physics textbook. But it makes sense. His eyes don't just look at you, they pull you in. According to the AI logs, whenever it scanned videos of him holding eye contact with the camera, its emotional assessment module spiked, flagging it as high magnetic impact. In simple terms, he looks into the camera like he knows something you don't. And that is terrifyingly attractive. His expressions were another nightmare for the AI. Some people have clear emotional categories: happy, sad, excited, etc. Not this guy. His expressions fluctuate like a cinematic character. Slightly raised brow, mild smirk, hidden laughter, thoughtful stare. The AI called these micro-emotive contradictions. Essentially, he expresses multiple emotions simultaneously, and that layered complexity translates into insane visual depth. Then there's the voice factor. The AI doesn't normally account for voice when analyzing attractiveness, but in this case it had to, because every time the algorithm processed a clip of him speaking, the attractiveness score jumped. His tone, cadence, and calm delivery apparently activated what the machine labeled as sensory enhancement. Translation: his visuals get 10 times more powerful when he talks. Even worse, the AI discovered that when he sings, his facial appeal increases. So not only is he handsome, he becomes extra handsome the longer he performs. That's cheating. Now let's talk about something hilarious. The AI also documented his chaotic humor patterns, meaning he does things that don't fit the cool, mysterious vibe he's known for. Completely random, sometimes dorky, occasionally bizarre behaviors that make fans fall harder for him. For example, when he tries to act serious but bursts into laughter, or when he zones out and forgets where he is, or when he reacts 2 seconds too late like his brain is buffering. The AI marked this as unexpected charm anomalies, and that's exactly what he is, an anomaly. But here's what really solidified his number 4 position: emotional depth. The AI analyzed moments where he was focused, thoughtful, or lost in concentration. In those quiet moments, his attractiveness score skyrocketed. It's like the stillness amplifies his intensity. The AI concluded that he possesses deep sense visual gravity, meaning his beauty isn't surface level. It's anchored in something soulful, something that hits people in the chest. And that kind of depth is rare. Add his stage presence into the mix, and things get even more intense. Once he starts performing, it's like someone turns on a different version of him. The AI recorded performance-based attractiveness spikes, especially when he gets immersed in the choreography. The sharpness of his moves, the precision of his lines, the emotion he pours into every gesture. It transforms him from handsome to mesmerizing. The algorithm literally wrote, "Visual pull amplifies under kinetic expression." Again, physics textbook energy. But let's not pretend he's all brooding and dramatic. The AI also noted his warm, gentle smiles, those small but powerful moments when his whole face softens. The machine recorded these as emotional resonance triggers, meaning his smile creates an immediate connection with viewers. And honestly, machine or human, who wouldn't fall for that? So why number 4? Because he's too layered, too complex, too unpredictable for the AI to rank him any higher without rewriting the entire system. His beauty isn't straightforward. It's mysterious, magnetic, emotionally loaded, and impossible to simplify. He's an enigma, a beautiful one. And if this is number 4, then you better hold on tight. We're entering territory where the AI basically gave up pretending to understand human beauty. Number 3. The devastation machine. So overwhelming, the AI short-circuited. All right, welcome to the point where the AI officially collapsed. Not metaphorically, literally. When this member's dataset entered the system, the algorithm didn't just struggle, panic, or glitch. It fried. The logs were a graveyard of error messages. The machine tried to compute the attractiveness score and instead produced things like undefined beauty overflow, emotional distortion detected, and at one point, no joke, system cooling required. This man didn't just break the ranking, he broke technology. That's how ridiculously powerful his visuals are. And believe me, the chaos starts immediately. Let's begin with the AI's initial reaction. Unmanageable aesthetic intensity. The machine described his appearance as a persistent destabilizing force, meaning whenever his face appeared on screen, the algorithm's ability to categorize anything else dropped by up to 70%. In group photos, the AI struggled to identify the other members because its sensors kept locking onto him. It's like his face carries some kind of gravitational pull that drags every pixel toward him. This man is a visual black hole. And the jawline? Forget it. The AI called it weaponized geometry. His bone structure was so sharp, the system tried to tag it as a blade category. His jawline was classified as a weapon. But the biggest meltdown happened when the AI processed his expressions, because he doesn't have normal expressions. He has cinematic expressions. Everything he does looks like a crucial scene in an award-winning drama. Tilt his head slightly, boom, romantic lead energy. Squint a little, boom, mysterious anti-hero. Blink slowly, game over. AI deleted itself. It got so bad that the machine created a new label, high-impact emotional projection. Translation? His face somehow conveys 10 emotions at once, all attractive, all intense, all devastating in their own way. And then we get to the eyes. Oh Lord. The AI flagged his eyes as non-compliant visual elements, meaning they didn't follow expected patterns of gaze behavior. Why? Because his eyes do too much. They sparkle, they smolder, they soften, they pierce. They operate like they're controlled by a director with a massive budget. In videos, the AI detected charisma surges every time he looked into the camera. At one moment, the algorithm described his gaze as melting warmth, and literally 0.8 seconds later, the next clip triggered the label predatory intensity. The AI was confused. Humans are confused. Everyone is confused. And then we get to his smile. The smile that has ended careers, relationships, emotional stability, and probably a few GPU units. His smile didn't register as a typical smile in the system. Instead, it got flagged as catastrophic emotional disruption. According to the AI, this man's smile produces a spike of positivity so strong it skews environmental perception, meaning he smiles and suddenly everything around him looks prettier. Even blurry screenshots turn into wallpapers, even low-light footage turns into a perfume commercial. The machine literally wrote, "Lighting conditions alter in proximity to subject smile." That is sorcery. Next up, the AI tried to analyze the ratio of attractiveness in motion versus still images. Normally, humans look better in still photos because movement reveals imperfections. But this guy? The AI documented a bizarre pattern called dynamic visual escalation. Translation? He gets more attractive the more he moves. Dancing? Attractive. Acting? Attractive. Walking? Attractive. Standing still but breathing? Attractive. Even when he looks tired, the AI noted fatigue-based softness enhancement. Yes, he looks good exhausted. What kind of cheat code is that? And we haven't even talked about his stage persona yet. The AI's notes during performance footage were a disaster. The machine detected something called alpha charisma surge, a dominant spike that happens when he gets into character. The AI described it as dangerously commanding, like he shifts from boyfriend material to mythological deity in under 2 seconds. The machine struggled to keep up with the rapid changes in intensity, elegance, aggression, softness. It was basically watching a one-man emotional hurricane. But here's the twist. Beneath all that explosive charisma, the AI caught something else. The softness, the warmth, the vulnerability peeking through when he relaxes. The AI flagged his offstage expressions as soul-revealing, meaning this man can look at a camera without saying a word and still emotionally ruin half the viewer base. His beauty isn't just physical, it's emotional. His visuals hit the heart, not just the eyes. And this is where the AI truly broke, because machines aren't supposed to understand emotional impact, but even this AI admitted defeat. It wrote, "Subject possesses non-quantifiable allure, ranking integrity compromised. In human language, I cannot handle this man." So why is he number 3? Easy, because the next 2 are even worse, or better depending on how much emotional damage you're willing to take. Number 3 didn't just blow the AI's mind, it blew it apart. And if this level of beauty is only in 3rd place, then prepare yourself. You are not emotionally ready for number 2 and number 1. Number 2, the charisma that melts the room. Okay, buckle up, because when the AI spat out number 2, even the system acted like it needed a moment to cool down. This placement is all about that dangerously charming presence, the kind of aura that doesn't shout, but somehow ends up dominating the whole room anyway. You know the type, walks in quietly, yet everyone suddenly forgets how to breathe. And before we go any further, yes, this member has that effect. On fans, on interviewers, on cameras, and apparently even on algorithms. The AI cited something fascinating. It called this member's charisma non-linear, which basically means unpredictable, explosive, and sometimes too powerful for the metrics themselves. Dramatic? Sure. Accurate? Absolutely. Because this guy has a face that belongs in a museum, the comedic timing of someone who knows he owns the room, and the kind of expressions that could single-handedly power a K-drama career for a decade straight. But what really sets him apart isn't just the structure of his face, it's the way he uses it. The micro-expressions? Killer. The eyebrow lift? Fatal. The smirk? Unfair and possibly illegal in several countries. Fans often joke that he doesn't even have to try. He just stands there and the camera zooms in like it's magnetically obligated. And honestly, they're not wrong. But if you dive deeper, you see an evolution happening. In early years, his visuals were often described as cute, boyish, or even soft, the kind of look that could star in a school romance drama without even auditioning. But as time passed, boom, transformation unlocked. Suddenly his features sharpened, the confidence kicked in, the styling team leveled up, and you could practically hear the algorithm screaming, "Yes, this is the data we've been waiting for." And the charisma? Oh, the charisma. He has that rare blend of elegance and unpredictability, the sort of duality where one moment he looks like a refined prince straight out of a classic painting, and the next he's laughing like the chaos character in a sitcom who everyone secretly finds attractive. That contrast is what keeps audiences, interviewers, and apparently even algorithms hooked. Let's talk specifics. His proportions? Insanely balanced. His features? Symmetrically blessed. His expressions? A masterclass in blending chill energy with silent seduction. And then there's the performance factor. On stage, he slips into a version of himself that feels like it has its own gravitational pull. He doesn't just perform, he radiates. There's a presence in his stance, a confidence in his posture, and a spark in his eyes that screams, "I know exactly what I'm doing, and yes, it's working." And it is working. Every fan cam, every red carpet moment, every behind-the-scenes clip, he looks like he was coded to break replay buttons. And here's the funniest part. He himself doesn't seem fully aware of how devastating his looks actually are. The AI flagged this as a major factor. Unintentional charisma amplification. Translation? He's accidentally hot. The kind of hot where he's just chillin', minding his business, maybe even doing something completely mundane like sipping water or adjusting his sleeve, and boom, thousands of fans go into emotional cardiac arrest. Even when he's awkward, it's charming. Even when he's serious, it's captivating. Even when he's laughing, it feels like time slows down for a second because the visuals hit harder than HD resolution. And then there's the eyes. Sharp but soft, intense but warm. The kind that could either comfort you or absolutely ruin you depending on his mood. The kind that make you wonder what level of visual sorcery went into crafting such perfection. Add to that his growing maturity, his evolving aura, and his natural ability to look like the main character in literally any setting, and you get a recipe for AI-approved, globally confirmed heartthrob status. And that's why, statistically, energetically, visually, logically, and emotionally, the AI had no choice but to place him at number 2. Not because he lacks anything, but because number 1 must be on a completely different plane of existence. Ready for the final reveal? Just say the word.
Number 1, the unreal visual that breaks the system. Here we are, the grand finale, the apex, the peak of AI confusion, fan hysteria, and global visual domination. When the AI finished calculating its ranking, this member's name didn't just pop up at number 1. The system literally paused, glitched for a second, and then reloaded as if it needed a deep existential breath. That's how intense this result was. And honestly, can you blame it? This member doesn't just have handsome going on. He's operating on a level of visual existence that feels like it shouldn't even be allowed among regular human beings. The AI described his beauty with one hilarious classification: anomaly. Meaning, he didn't fit into any standard attractiveness metric. They had to expand the scale just to measure him properly. Imagine being so good-looking that even a machine learning model says, "Okay, wait, that's not fair." Let's start big. The face. The bone structure, sculpted like someone hacked the character creator and set everything to max. The jawline, sharp enough to open Amazon packages. The eyes, duality-loaded weapons with angelic softness in one moment and intense cinematic stare in the next. His nose, perfectly balanced like it was mathematically optimized. His lips, the AI kept looping on high symmetry, which is machine speak for too perfect for real-world deployment. But here's the twist. It's not just the perfection, it's the personality that enhances it. He has that mix of confidence and chaos, elegance and goofiness, mystery and relatability. It's like someone combined a high-fashion model, a theater actor, and a golden retriever in one human being, and somehow it works. Let's talk about presence. When he enters a room, it feels like someone just turned on a spotlight. The air shifts, people straighten up, cameras adjust focus, stylists suddenly work faster because, well, the visual centerpiece has arrived. And he doesn't even try. That's the dangerous part. He just exists, and the whole scene becomes optimized instantly. Which brings us to the legendary camera magnetism. This is real. This is documented. At photo shoots, the camera doesn't chase him. He chases the camera by simply moving his face a millimeter and suddenly giving a completely different vibe. 1 second, ethereal prince. 1 second, bad boy heartbreaker. 1 second, sweet puppy-eyed angel. And 1 second, international supermodel destroying global bandwidth with a single stare. And let's not ignore the historical context here. From debut era until now, this member has consistently triggered trending topics just by breathing. Every era he reinvented himself, never losing his signature charm, but always leveling up. It's like watching someone play the game of life with all the cosmetics unlocked and no cooldowns. The AI picked up on this continuous evolution, calling it rare tier adaptive visual enhancement, which is a fancy way of saying he keeps getting hotter in ways that defy normal timelines. Fans often joke that he's not aging, he's upgrading. Like every birthday adds a new visual patch update. Version 1.0, cute. Version 2.0, handsome. Version 3.0, devastating. Version 4.0, please, we can't take this anymore. And then we get to the stage presence. Oh boy. When he performs, it feels like the universe itself leans in. His expressions are precise, powerful, and emotionally charged. He has that rare gift where every close-up feels like its own mini-movie. His confidence radiates naturally, not forced, not exaggerated, but fully controlled. The AI flagged this as dominant charisma frequency, which sounds like techno nonsense, but let's be real, we all know what it means. He's magnetic, he's captivating, he's a walking highlight reel. But what pushes him to number 1 isn't just the physical traits, it's the emotional impact, the way fans instantly feel drawn to him, the comfort he gives without saying a word, the warmth behind his smiles, the sincerity in his eyes. That combination is lethal in the best way possible. You don't just see him, you feel him, even through a screen, even through a photograph, even through a 5-second clip with terrible resolution. And the AI noticed it too, labeling him with the highest emotional resonance score in the entire ranking. Meaning, he's not just handsome, he's iconic. He's unforgettable. He's the face that leaves algorithms speechless and humans permanently biased. That's why he stands at number 1, not because others fall short, but because his visual energy is simply out of this world. A category of his own. A phenomenon. A glitch in the matrix. And truly, the only possible king of this AI-generated list.